Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jake from Memory Cards, and I'm here to do a quick review on Gal Metal from the Nintendo Switch. Right off the bat, the story and dialogue, as well as the characters, are hands down the best part about Gal Metal. The story starts off with the main character being abducted by aliens. When he awakens, he notices a girl lying next to him. After some brief dialogue with the abductees, they let you know that they're here to destroy the Earth. Why, you might ask? Because we sent a weapon to attack them. This weapon, however, is the gold record that humanity actually sent out in space on the Voyager back in 1977. The record in the game, however, has some metal music on it, which seems to be the aliens' weakness. After divulging this information, they decide to do some Freaky Friday voodoo magic to both you and the girl on their ship, combining your consciousness into her body. Little do they know, you are a drummer in an all-girl metal band. After being sent back to Earth, you get your band together to fight off the daunting alien force. The way that the game's story unfolds is really cool. Utilizing a comic book style to show the story just fits so well. Gal Metal also has a sort of Persona-esque social link style of developing relationships with other members of your band. You're able to meet up with them at different stores to work part-time jobs, go see movies, build things to help combat the aliens, etc. Doing any of these things can boost or lower your stats, so be careful with what you choose. There are also a lot of badges that can be unlocked. Think of these badges as achievements. They're fun to chase, but some of them are basically like play this combo X amount of times. Visually, Gal Metal uses quite a few different art styles to portray different things. As said above, the game's main cutscenes are played out through a comic book style, while playing the actual songs, it's sort of a CG, cel-shaded art style. And when meeting up with the band members, the characters are on these little popsicle sticks, almost mimicking a play that you would put on as a child. To me, these different art styles shouldn't really mesh on paper, but they do. While the game itself isn't going to be talked about as one of the prettiest games or anything like that, the art styles chosen fit the theme of the game perfectly. Another really cool thing is that the instruments the girls use are real instruments made by ESP Guitars and Zildjian. Sadly, the gameplay isn't anything to write home about. It's less like a Guitar Hero or Rock Band and more like a Wii Music. What do I mean by that? I mean that instead of having to match notes while they are showing up on the screen, you just play combo with each Joy-Con to get higher points. While it's not awful, it leaves just a bit to be desired. As you progress through the game, you unlock harder and more complex combos, but they never seem to work that well. This is because the game seems to have a bit of an issue picking up movements, or adding movements to what you're actually doing. Thankfully, you can forego the motion controls and opt for a more traditional button-style gameplay, or, my personal favorite, using the touchscreen. The gameplay just feels like it's made to be played via touch controls. The way that the touchscreen controls are laid out is perfect as well. You're able to pull off combos and whatnot a lot easier too. And when you play in touchscreen, I definitely recommend putting on the harder drum setting because it'll unlock more than just two little things that you can hit. So you'll get the kick, the snare, the crash, the ride, and what have you. The tracklist for Gal Metal is made up of metalized classical songs, which are really cool to hear the first few times, but starts to become a little bit repetitive as you go on. Overall, Gal Metal is a really fun time. I think the game would have felt a lot more flawed if it were just comprised of playing the songs. Thankfully, you do get a quirky, funny, and completely weird story to go along with. I've really enjoyed my time with Gal Metal, and hope that we can get a more fleshed out entry in the future. I think Gal Metal could have benefited from a more in-depth playstyle and some actual licensed songs, or songs just written for the game.